this ever finds out, Chris, then you'll see just how much I'm bluffing.
Who is it?
Police, Mr. Shaw. I want to ask you some questions.
Please.
I'll be right there.
You can't find me here.
The back door. Going somewhere?
I was just leaving.
I don't think so. Detective Donovan, Houston Police. What seems to be the trouble, Frank?
I caught this blonde number trying to sneak out the back door.
I wasn't sneaking anywhere.
What's your name, miss?
Her name is Paige Carrington.
Well, did you check Paige's office? And she's definitely not there. Are you sure she said she wasn't coming in tonight? All right. Well, if you hear from her, have her call me, all right, Alfredo? Yeah, thanks.
What is it, Dennis?
Paige called Alfredo and said she wasn't coming in tonight. Something's wrong, Dad.
Oh, Billy Joe, I feel just terrible about Bernie.
Yeah, you should have found Bernie stuffed in that closet if you don't know what terrible is.
Oh, Billy Joe, I don't even want to talk about that.
I know, neither do I. Looks like a police station here, man.
About 5 minutes ago, all these policemen came barging in here.
Yeah, should have seen him. Place emptied out in about 10 seconds.
They're all in the office now asking Chris a lot of questions.
Billy Joe.
It's gonna be all right, Elena. It's gonna be all right.
Billy Joe. I'm getting out of here, Billy Joe.
No!
I'm real proud of you. I'm proud of my dad.
No. No. Oh. No. Uncle Gary.
Gary?
Oh, jeez. Hey.
Gary.
Oh.
Gary, what is it?
Texas, starring Beverly McKenzie.
Elena, darling, we can't go anywhere now.
Why not?
Because your brother Ricky went to a lot of trouble to smooth things out with Donovan so we could make that demo tape. And we agreed we'd meet him here so they could question us.
I don't want to be questioned, Billy Joe.
Darling, sooner or later you're gonna have to be. I mean, you're the one who found Bernie's body. And, well, that, whether you like it or not, man, that makes you the #1 witness.
But I didn't see anything, Billy Joe. I don't know what happened.
I know you didn't. I know. They don't care, man. They just want to keep us here. Just calm down. We still got to stay here. And besides, you got a show to do, huh?
Well, if the customers don't come back soon, there won't be no need for any singing or any show. There's nobody here now except me and Roy and all those boys in blue.
Well, did you at least get a chance to make that demo?
Oh, yeah. Well, we laid it down, and I'll tell you, I was real worried about Elena, but she just did real good. I mean, she pulled through like a trooper.
Did they play it back so you could hear it?
Well, yeah, it sounded real fine, didn't it, honey? I mean, it's not the final mix yet. They still have to, you know, add the echo to it, and do all that stuff. But Jeter says it was real fine work. He did.
You're real lucky meeting that Jeter feller.
Yeah, he's been a real big help to Elena and me. Honey, go.
You must have been scared out of your wits finding Bernie like that. Oh, maybe.
I was.
Roy, why don't you mix her a drink?
No, she don't need no drink, Roy. She's gonna do just fine.
Well, she don't look fine to
Well,
me.
she'd do a lot better if you just quit talking about... Well, I mean, she's gonna have enough questions to answer from those police without having to answer yours as well.
Well, I'm real sorry, but I'm curious. You know I was fond of... You know who.
Cops want to ask me a few questions, too.
Hey, Roy, why don't you go get Elena soda or something, huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Elena, darling, come on over here and sit down and relax a bit, okay? It's gonna be all right, darling. It's gonna be... Come on down and relax.
That's okay. That's okay. Roy keeps this counter so clean that you could eat off it if you had a mind to. Now, what are you looking for?
Aspirin.
Well, I'm sure I got some here.
I know that it's in here somewhere.
I'm not hungry.
Frank, you and George wait out front. Make sure no one bothers us while I'm talking to our two friends here.
I really can't stay.
You'll leave when I say you can leave.
Look, officer, I've got...
A murder has been committed. I'm going to have to ask a few questions. Now, if you'd prefer, I can haul you down to the station.
Murder?
You're not in that much of a hurry, are you, Paige?
Now, one of your employees, a Bernie Stokes, was found this afternoon hanging in a closet in a trailer he owned.
Yeah, I know all about that.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, we found out about it at the L&R Studios. Billy Joe Wright told me. Terrible thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what I want to know is where were you last night between the hours of midnight and 9 o'clock this morning?
Most of the time, I was right here. Most of our business is after hours.
Mm-hmm. Any witnesses?
Lots of them. You can ask my bartender, Roy. You can ask Billy Joe Wright.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What about you?
I work at the Top of the World Club. I was there till about 11, and then I went home.
Can anyone at home vouch for you?
Yes, my husband was there with
What's
me.
your connection with Mr. Shaw here?
We're just friends.
Friends?
Yes.
I see.
What's wrong, Barrett?
Nothing. Nothing I want to discuss. Just leave me alone.
You had a nightmare, didn't you?
It's over now. Why don't you just go back to bed?
Was it a bad dream?
Doesn't matter.
Can you remember?
Yes. But it's not important.
Well, it might be. The doctors always said
I don't care what the doctor said.
Would you like a hot cup of tea?
No.
Well, how about a glass of warm milk? Barry. Barry, please don't shut me out. Tell me what's wrong.
I told you. It's not important.
You know, sometimes when Steve has a nightmare, he feels a lot better when he talks about it.
I am not a child, Ginny.
I know that.
At least stop patronizing me.
When you came back from Cambodia, the doctors told you that you might have these nightmares occasionally.
Oh, yes, we mustn't forget the doctors. All those clever specialists.
The doctor said that you should not ignore the nightmares, that you should try to deal with them.
According to them, we should probe, analyze. dissect every little corner of my brain.
They said that you should try not to cover up your feelings.
They treated me like a laboratory experiment.
Vera, they were concerned about you.
What could doctors know? They weren't there. They didn't live in hell for 5 years. I mean, what right do they have to tell me what to do?
Very please.
Just leave me alone. Get out of here. Get out of here. Leave me alone.
Jenny, we belong together. Now why are you doing this to us?
Dennis, there's no reason to believe that anything has happened to Paige.
Oh, come on, Dad. Even if Paige left a message with Alfredo, that doesn't mean everything's fine. Paige.
Oh, hello, darling.
I have been worried sick about you. Where on earth have you been?
Dennis called the Top of the World Club. Alfredo told him that you'd called and said you wouldn't be in tonight.
Oh, yes, that's true. I did call.
I told him there was nothing to worry about, but I'm afraid your husband is a little quick to panic these days.
Well, is it any wonder after what happened the last time?
Oh, darling, I'm sorry. It never occurred to me.
Well, where were you?
I was having dinner with my linen supplier, Mr. McDonald.
Well, couldn't you have dinner at the Top of the World Club?
Well, Mr. McDonald wanted to show me some tablecloths that he had done for a competitor of ours, so we just dined there. I'm so sorry, though. I didn't mean to upset you.
Well, you usually let me know when you're not going to be at the club. I mean, you've never gone off like this before.
Of course I have, honey. Lots of times. You just haven't called when I was away, that's all.
You see, son, I told you there was a simple explanation.
I'm sorry, though. I didn't mean to worry you.
Paige, I wasn't worried. I was half crazy, wondering what happened to you, that's all.
Dennis, nothing is going to happen to me, at least not in downtown Houston.
Paige, how can you say that after what happened last time? You were in the World Oil building with guards all over the place.
I know, darling, I know.
Well, don't you think it might be wise to let Alfredo know where you're going to be?
I did. It must have just slipped his mind.
See, Dennis, I told you were getting upset over nothing. I think we should forget all about this now and go have something to eat. Paige, you might want to join us for dessert, huh?
I'll get it. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, she's right here. Just a minute. It's for you. It's someone from the Houston Police Department.
Lots of people didn't like Bernie. Well, that's because they only saw one side of him. Now, I know he could be nasty, and he was tight as a tick when it came to doing business. When he had a mind, he could be real sweet. I know he was awful nice to me.
Me too.
Thanks, Roy, but I don't think I ought to be drinking that thing.
Why not?
Well, I think I got to keep my head clear if I want to deal with Donovan and all his questions.
Well, he doesn't worry me.
Yeah? But then you never seen him operate before. I have.
You haven't got a thing to worry about this
See,
time.
you're nervous too, man. Yes, I do. I got a client here who's had more than she... I got a client here who's got more than she can handle.
Well, he's not going to put the arm to her.
We better not, because if he tries to... Oh, Lena, what are you looking for now?
I know that I had some aspirin in here, Billy Joe.
Well, take some of these. I've got plenty back at the beauty parlor.
I'm ready for you now.
Oh, Roy is ready for us.
Not yet, miss. I'd like to start with Mr. Wright and Miss Decker.
Well, I told you before we don't know nothing, but you got to ask your questions anyhow, don't you? So go ahead, fire away.
No, not here. We'll use the office.
Hey, Donovan, give me a minute, will you?
For what?
Well, I want to talk to you about Elena.
Forget it, Billy Joe. The girl can talk for herself.
No, she can't, man. She's real upset. She's been through a recording session and a murder on top of everything else. She's real tired, and there's no telling what she might say or do. And we just go easy on her, huh?
I'm not going to force her to say anything she doesn't want to say.
Don't pull that line on me, man. I've been through this before. I've seen you guys operate. You're all alike, man. All you want to do, you get your big kicks by making people fall apart.
If she tells the truth, we're not going to have any problems.
Yeah? Well, I'm warning you, man. Just don't you try to bully her, man. You're going to have me to deal with. Come on, man. This ain't a laughing matter. She's on the brink, man. I don't want you pushing her over the edge. If you got to jump on somebody, jump on me, but leave Elaine alone, will you, huh?
Okay, right? If that's the way you feel about it, we'll get the tough questions out of the way right out here.
That's
Give
fine.
Miss Decker a little break.
Yeah, that's fine. Just go ahead, shoot.
How you holding up?
All right.
You look a little shaky.
Well, you'd look shaky too if you'd.
It's funny you look so calm and collected at the recording session. I'm surprised you didn't fall apart then.
I couldn't let everybody down.
No, of course you couldn't, could you?
I was very upset about Bernie.
Looks like you still are, judging from the way you're hanging on to that teddy bear.
His name is Bernie Bear. Before Bernie got killed, he gave this to me as a good luck present.
Oh, wasn't that nice of him?
He was a nice man.
Obviously somebody didn't think so.
Well, I don't know anything about any of that. All I know is that Bernie was nice to me, and I wish he were here now.
Yes, I imagine you do. If he was, you wouldn't need these, would you? Look familiar?
No.
Strange, because I found them in your purse at the recording studio. You know, I'm surprised at you, Elena. I hadn't figured you for this kind of a girl.
I'm not.
These are tranquilizers. Rather strong ones at that. You see, I've been around this scene, and I know a thing or two about it. You don't have many left.
I don't need them. I don't take them often.
Oh, no?
No.
Well, if you say so. I was just going to say that I know where you can get some more if you run out.
I don't need any more.
Fine. Well, I'd better go so Detective Donovan can come in here and ask you some questions. Now, don't be nervous. Just tell him the truth. Of course, if you need any help doing that...
What are they?
Oh, just something to help you relax.
You mean like tranquilizers?
No, more like aspirin.
I don't know, Bernie. I don't like taking pills.
Oh, it's nothing to worry about. They're real mild.
No, thank you, but I'd rather not.
Well, keep them just in case.
Look, I really don't need them, Bernie.
Well, you never know. Now, you've never done a demo tape before. You just might get real jittery.
Yeah, well, I'd rather be nervous than numb.
These aren't going to make you numb. I told you, they're not strong. Bernie would not give you something like that.
Oh, Bernie.
I'm your wife. I want to help you.
Do you? Do you really?
Of course I do. What makes you think I don't?
I don't want to talk about it.
Barrett, we have to talk about it. You keep retreating into silence every time that you're faced with something unpleasant.
I'll deal with my own problems, and I'll do it in my own way.
They're not your problems, Barry. They're our problems.
They have nothing to do with you.
You're not in Cambodia anymore. You're not alone. You're part of a family now. What affects you affects me and Steve and everyone who loves you.
I should never have come back.
Oh, Barry, don't be so ridiculous. For 5 long years, we prayed every day for your safe return. And our prayers were answered. We want you. We need you. Steve needs you desperately.
Steve? He goes out of his way to avoid me.
It's because he can't deal with these constant swings from one extreme mood to another. We don't know who you are or what you want.
What I want is to be left alone.
It's still that dream, isn't it? Barry, please tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's bothering you and we can work it out.
I told you, I'll work it out myself.
I don't think you can do that, not anymore.
I'll handle it.
It's that damn medal, isn't it? Is that what the dream's about?
The dream's over, Ginny. Now just stop asking about it.
What's wrong?
What are you doing in here?
I heard loud voices.
Get back to bed!
Barrett.
Sorry. Oh, Ginny, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You can't live like this. You're losing Steve if you treat him like that. This has got to stop!
It will stop. I promise you.
Jenny, you're carrying my baby. And as soon as our baby's born, you're never going to be able to look at him without being reminded of us, our love. Don't you see, it's no use. No matter how hard you try to make your marriage to Barrett work, I know you'll love me. You'll always love me. As much as I love you.
Honey, don't cry.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to make him mad.
He's not mad at you.
Yes, he is.
No. No, he isn't.
Well, then what's wrong?
Your daddy had a bad dream.
About the prison?
Well, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's making your father very unhappy.
And mad.
He wasn't yelling at you, sweetheart.
Yes, he did. And he yelled at you, too. I heard it. It scared me.
Well, we can't take it too seriously. Sometimes grown-up people argue just like you and Buddy do. And sometimes we say things we don't mean.
Like Daddy did?
Yes. When those times happen, what we have to do is try and understand. And then forgive and forget.
He'll do it again.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, he will.
Honey, your father is very upset. He didn't mean to hurt you, Steve.
Yes, he did, and he wants to hurt you, too.
No, I promise you that's not true. Do you remember when I told you about the experiences your father had in Cambodia and how there would be times that he would do things that you and I wouldn't like or understand?
Max told me that, too.
Well, Max was right. When he does things like that, what we have to do is try to love him. Help him.
I'm not sure I know how.
Well, we'll just be patient. And together, we'll find a way, okay? You lay down. Close your eyes. I'll stay right here till you fall asleep, okay?
And that's all I know, I swear.
So Bernie didn't tell you why he was back in town?
No, nothing.
He didn't tell you anyone he'd seen?
Well, as far as I know, he didn't see anybody but me and Elena.
Did he mention that he was in hiding from anyone?
Just Chris. You know, because all that porno thing. Look, you don't think Mr. Shaw had anything to do with this, do you?
Shaw has an alibi.
Well, so do we.
Oh, great. Everybody has an alibi. Maybe Bernie hung himself up in that closet.
Look, Donovan. We don't know anything about that.
That's right.
Elena, she's tired. She's real upset.
She looks fine to me.
Well, I'm not fine, man. I gotta get out of here. I just want to get that show on and get the hell out of here.
You're gonna perform tonight?
That's our job.
Well, I guess that's all I'm gonna get out of you right now. Just don't leave town.
We ain't going anywhere.
Well, if you do, I'll be right behind you.
I'll tell you, Donovan. This time I've got nothing to hide. And neither does Elena.
No, I really don't.
I'll be talking to you.
Yeah, that's just great. What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm just glad it's over.
But you're not nervous or anything.
I'm sleepy.
Hey, did Roy put something in your soda?
No,
Well, then why are you so calm all of a sudden? I'll tell you, if Roy put something in your drink trying to get you drunk,
it wasn't Roy. It was Bernie. Bernie Bear. He's the one that helped me.
oh, yeah, Bernie Bear. Boy, yeah, he sure is a magic bear, ain't he?
Steve all right?
Yes, he finally fell asleep.
He'll probably never speak to me again.
I wouldn't worry about that.
I'll talk to him in the morning. I'll try to make him understand.
I wish you could make me understand.
If it weren't for Steve, I doubt you'd care.
Very. That is the second time tonight that you've accused me of not caring about you.
I'm sorry. I guess I just need more reassurance.
I married you. Doesn't that prove how much I care?
It should. Let's get some sleep.
It's true, Dennis. I didn't see who mugged me, but the police are hoping that I saw somebody hanging around beforehand, so they think that if I saw a picture of him, it might jog my memory.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I hope you realize how much simpler all of this would have been if you told me about it sooner.
Yes, I do realize that now. I hope you're still not angry with me.
I'm not angry. I'm a little bewildered by the way your mind works sometimes.
Well, I don't think any of us can think too clearly on an empty stomach.
Oh, yeah, I'm starved.
Good. I've been trying to get Dennis to order from that little Mexican restaurant all evening.
Sounds wonderful.
Good. I'm on my way.
I'll go, Dad.
No, I don't mind.
No, look, I really want to get some fresh air, all right? Please? You don't mind?
If you insist.
Combination plates?
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'll be back.
That was a very close call.
Need a drink.
We have to talk, Paige.
Don't, Elliot. Don't need this right now.
You need help, Paige.
I can take care of myself.
All right. All right. If you don't want my help, I won't try to force it on you. You go ahead. Take care of yourself. But there's someone else who has to be considered.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Someone has to watch out after Dennis's interests, and it's obvious you're not up to that.
I love him. You know that, Elliot.
There are times, Paige, when love is not enough. Twice now, twice I have seen my son go through the torments of hell wondering where you are. And twice I've seen you come home lying and afraid. I won't have him go through that again, Paige. I am not going to stand by and watch my son torn apart this way.
He is not your son, Elliot. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. It really is the strain of it. I want to tell you. You're just going to have to take my word for it. Please try to understand.
I do understand. I understand all too well. You're in quicksand, Paige. And you're sinking fast. And you're pulling Dennis in with you.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.